sitting practically the whole day in front of the window, looking outside to the garden of Geneva. She loves it very much, especially when the sun is shining. Sometimes the nurses come inside her room, and then she thinks, what the hell, why are they coming here? Don't they know my life? And of course, most nurses know their life, her life, but not everybody, because she's born in Holland. And in Holland, you're supposed to be modest. You don't show off. That's not the way you do it. Especially not when you are working for the International Red Cross. Because then you are politic. How you say it? You have no politics. You are independent. And of course, as a person, she was not independent. She had a strong opinion. But as a worker for the International Red Cross, she was nothing. At least from outside. But I know her a little bit better. She was one of the youngest of a big Catholic family. And during that time, nobody was going to another country. To Belgium was already a long way. And it was a world trip if you go to Belgium. But she wanted to discover the world, and she went to Zurich, to Geneva, as an au pair. And everybody said, you're stupid to work for nothing. But she went there, and of course, that's happened when you are in another country, you fall in love. And she fell in love with a really beautiful man. One of the most beautiful men she ever saw. Afterwards, it was a little bit strange man, but in the beginning it was just a really normal man. He was a little bit, he knows that he's pretty. That sort of man, And he knows that he's intelligent, and and she didn't really study anything. So before she realized, she was a hairdresser. And then she became an assistant for a dentist. And her husband, because in the meantime she was married, he was an architect. And he started to work for the International Red Cross. And he went to Bangladesh, the big disaster in Bangladesh during that time. And he made villages for the refugees, for the people over there. And she came as a nurse. And she thought, I'm not doing anything here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm trying to help. And she started to become a nurse. And she studied to be a nurse. And she became the head of a nurse. And after a while, she became the head of the heads of the nurse. And then she became the head of the head of the head of the head nurse. And at the end, she was practically the boss of the International Red Cross. And she has been in many, many countries. She has seen stupid things, like the president of Indonesia, not that he's stupid, but she saw really stupid things. When she came into the palace of the president, everything was huge and big. The whole room was so huge, 300, 400 people could easily sit. But she was there alone in a small chair in the corner. She had to wait in a very small chair. If she was sitting in it, she could not go out. That small. And then she had to come to the president. Of course, after 3 hours waiting, because that's normal what you do with the president. She came in a room that was even bigger. And there was on a platform a huge desk. And behind the desk was a huge, huge chair. And in that huge, huge chair, there was a small guy with a too strong shirt on that he looks muscular, but he was just fat. And she had to sit on a very, very small chair in the front of it. So she had to look up to him, And then she did something what I'm really proud of. She said, Mr. President, I really need your help, but I'm a lady, and I'm not smart. And the president thought, of course, I need to help this lady, because that's the macho feeling of a president, And she said, I'm working in East Timor for the politic refugees, and the war is already over, and the refugees who are there, they want to go home, and you promised them that they could go home But of course you are good, but your soldiers, they don't know it, and they don't listen to me because I'm a woman. They don't listen to me. Can you not help me? And she made herself smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And at the end, the president was almost in tears and said, of course, my dear, I'm going to help you. And before she went from Jakarta to East Timor, before she was there, the refugees were already out of the island and went away because the president was giving them a permit to leave. And that's how she was using her female to handle those stupid men. Because men, if they see a beautiful lady, they can't think anymore. And my aunt, she was really beautiful. Blonde hair, really one of the prettiest women ever. And she could handle all the men in the world. I mean, really. And when she walked into, for example, the slums of Tokyo, where no woman would dare to walk in the night, she walked in the night because she had something around her, don't touch me. Although she was sweet, nice, everything, not one man touched her. Okay, the both of us, we had some. We both should be in prison, that's for sure. Because, nowadays, I think we should be. Because we were in Papua New Guinea, and in the Indonesian part, and the Papuans there were fighting for their freedom, and they still do that, but nobody is interested in them. And one of the leaders came to her office, because she's from the International Red Cross, and he was complaining that he was being tortured, and then we said, oh my God, I said, no, it's not really a problem. I miss a finger, and that's a bigger problem, he was saying. Those people, they have spirit of life, they're really spirit of life. And we were both listening to him, and we said, why are you always warning the police when you put the national flag of Papua New Guinea, because that's forbidden. Yeah, but if we do it and nobody can see it, then what's the reason? I said, but why the police? Why not a journalist or so? Yeah, but the police should know it. Yeah, but afterwards you go to the prison. Yeah, but the police should know it. This was their way of thinking. And we tried to convince them to do it differently. We said, why don't you kidnap us? Yes, I was directly, my aunt was saying this, and I said, yeah, because I'm from Holland, and this part was in the past a part of Holland, so then the international press will be there. And she said, and I'm from the International Red Cross, so everybody will be there. So you get directly attention from everybody, you know? And we said, and do it in the jungle, and give us every month food, and then leave us, and after 3 or 4 years we write a book, and and so your freedom fight will be over the world, you know. No. And he also got enthusiastic, and we were all enthusiastic, and we said, oh yeah, let's kidnap him. Oh my God, we were so enthusiastic. And then he said, no, because you're too nice. And you don't do that with nice people. So okay, it was over, it was fun for the moment. But a year later, on the news, came the Papuans from Irian Jaya have kidnapped 12 tourists, 8 military people, and I phoned my aunt, and I said, do you think what I think? And she said, yes. Brought them on an idea. Yeah. But now they got attention, Yes, we know it was not good, but you know, you can talk as long until you think it is good. So we were talking, and at the end we were proud that we convinced them to kidnap us. And after I think 6 days, the military came, and they killed 4 or 5 people. So it was not fun anymore. But still, we are convinced that we did something good. And now, My aunt, she has been working in all kinds of countries, helping all kinds of people. She got a stroke. And now she's sitting for the window, looking outside. Cannot speak. She could speak 12 languages or something like that. And now she cannot speak. Sometimes she mixed all the languages. And if she wants to say something, nobody understands her. And she wants to make an end of her life. But she's Swiss. And in Switzerland, it's not done to make an end on your life. And that's why she's still sitting for the window. But this lady is modest, like so many women in the world of the International Red Cross. And we should know, also like her aunt, that there are such a strong women, and they are much more modest than a man, because if I would have done the same job, the whole world should have known what I am. I'm the opposite of my aunt. Thank you very much.